It is week 7. Let's jump in and make some picks, Darren.
All
Our
right.
first game is an 11 o'clock kickoff on ABC between South Carolina and Alabama in Tuscaloosa, South Carolina, unranked. The Crimson Tide holding steady at number 7. Darren, who wins?
During our early episode this week, I picked Alabama as my sure thing pick. I'm going to ride with it. I think this is Alabama's going to do everything they can to make this a get right game. And no disrespect to South Carolina in saying that, but I think that's how Alabama's going to view it. I think this is an Alabama win. How about you?
I've got Alabama winning this game rather handily. If they don't, then the fury that Kalen DeBoer thought he experienced from Alabama fans this week will be nothing compared to what he hears next week.
If they lose to
So,
South Carolina, I hope he's not wearing a T-shirt. I'll just say that. Goodness gracious, that could get out of control in a hurry.
yeah, I think Alabama wins this. Another 11 o'clock game, the 21st ranked Missouri Tigers, quite a tumble from number 9 after that
Mhm.
debacle in College Station, is traveling to the University of Massachusetts
Yeah,
Minutemen.
so very odd.
Yeah. Who you like in this one?
This has to be a get right game. I mean, UMass, I think, has one win. They're averaging a little over 300 yards of offense, but that's only because their one win they did really, really well in. This has to be a Missouri beating for the things to cool off a little bit for our good buddy Drink. So, I think that's what it's going to be. I think Missouri wins. How about you?
The Get Right just brought up images of a revival, a tent revival, and the preacher sweating in August and telling people they need to get right. Down here, Darren, when we have a meeting that's going to be rather unpleasant, but stuff is going to be addressed. We call it a come to Jesus meeting, and I think that's what's going to happen in this game. Missouri
Absolutely.
wins. Missouri wins big.
Good call.
2:30 game, typically an 11 o'clock game, but moved to 2:30. It's going to be hot in Dallas, mid 80s, upper 80s. This one's on ABC. The number 1 ranked Texas Longhorns face the 18th ranked Oklahoma Sooners in this year's version of the Red River rivalry, the first one with both teams being members of the
So
SEC.
awesome. So awesome.
In our main episode for this week, I shared my upset pick, and I've got the Sooners pulling off an improbable win here against Texas. Darren, who do you like in this game?
Well, I told you on that episode that I thought it was a great pick. I'm excited about our Sooner fans that watch the podcast weekly and comment and interact with us, and it'll be a great win for them. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Texas is going to hold on to that number 1 ranking, and this is going to. I think obviously Oklahoma has a shot because of what their defense does. But I think even if their defense neutralizes Sarkisian's offense a little bit, their offense, Oklahoma's offense, is still going to be a struggle and will be kind of the weak point in the game. And that would allow Texas to, even if it's just a 3-point margin of victory, Texas to win the game and pull it out. I think it's a Texas win.
A 3:15 kickoff on SEC Network. The Mississippi State Bulldogs travel to Athens to face the 5th ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Darren, you're already shaking your head.
Yeah. Sorry, Mississippi State fans. I feel your pain of what you're going to experience Saturday. This is a Georgia win, I think. I think it's going to be bad.
Yeah, I've got Georgia as well. That takes us to a 6 o'clock kickoff between the Florida Gators and the 8th ranked Tennessee Volunteers on ESPN. This used to be such a huge
Mm-hmm.
rivalry game with Florida struggling. Can they make a
Yeah.
game out of it with Tennessee's offensive woes, or do the Volunteers put everything together and send the Gators home with a huge loss? What do you think, Darren?
I tell you, honestly, if I were a Tennessee fan and this game was in Gainesville, it would terrify me. With everything that you pointed out with the Tennessee offense during our Tuesday episode, uh, this game would really, really scare me. Being in Knoxville and being a night game, Tennessee's going to take care of business. I hope for Billy Napier it's not a blowout. but I think it's a possibility, honestly. But regardless, Tennessee wins. How about you, Ben?
I've got Tennessee. I think the Volunteers should win this pretty handily. That takes us to a 6:30 kickoff on ABC. The ninth-ranked Ole Miss Rebels travel to Baton Rouge to face the 13th-ranked LSU Tigers. Darren, I made this pick earlier this week as my sure thing pick of the week. I've got LSU winning. It's at home. It's a night game. Tiger Stadium is going to be rocking. Hello, Death Valley. It's going to be incredible. Tigers win. Who do you like?
Couldn't have said it better. Agree completely. In Baton Rouge at night, first one of the season. This is an LSU win. It'll be a super fun game, but it's going to be an LSU win.
And our last game of the night, a 6:45 kickoff on SEC Network. The Vanderbilt Commodores coming fresh off that victory over Alabama. I thought you'd like that. Just, you're still letting it sink in, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. It's still just right here. Like, really, really.
Vanderbilt travels up to the friendly confines of Kroger Field in Lexington to face the Kentucky Wildcats. Mark Stoops' squad coming off of a big victory in Oxford,
Mhm.
first one there since like 1978. Darren, who do you like in this one?
Well, I'm going to apply logic to this. The last team that Alabama or that Vanderbilt played that was coming off of a big win was Alabama. Now playing a team coming off of a big win. Just saying. It's my upset pick. Obviously, I'm going to roll with it. I'm picking Vanderbilt. How about you?
You and Nate Bargatze.
That's right. Here we go. Anchor down. There it is. That's right.
It's tough to pick against Diego Pavia. I think Kentucky is they're such a strong defense.
Yeah,
Can they contain Diego? Is there going to be a letdown? That Clark Lee has a monumental task to get his guys focused on
absolutely.
Kentucky after what they just accomplished.
Hmm.
I think there's going to be a little bit of a letdown. I think Kentucky is going to do just enough to squeak by. It's going to be a close game, but I've got the Wildcats winning.
I tell you, I will just throw this in very, very quickly. I think with Kentucky's defense, if the final score is something like 6-3 or something like that, and it comes down to a kicking duel or something, that's Kentucky's best case scenario. They can win that game. So it's a great point.
Absolutely, I agree, Darren. If it goes into the mid to upper 20s or even over 20, I think Vanderbilt wins. Yeah. So those are our picks. You make your picks. Join our college pick'em. The link is in underneath where Darren is pointing. So just follow that link. It's not too late to join. Make your
Nope.
picks, and if you get a lot more right than we do, you let us know about it. We love to hear from you. So please, trash talk is permitted. You just can't say anything about our families. That's the only rule, okay? But we appreciate your love for football, your love for the SEC, and we'll see you next time. Until then, y'all take care.